Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. Today's Tuesday, September 22nd, 2020. And I'm just getting ready to run the report for the country of the Camino. That's Spain. Spain is near and dear to my heart after the U.S. I would have to say Spain is my second love. Okay. I did what's called the Camino de Santiago, or the Camino Francais. I've done it 2 years in a row. Actually, I did 1/3. I went from St. John Pierre Point to Burgos 2 years ago, and I went from Burgos to Lyon last year. That's 2020. So 2019, I went from St. John de Pierre Point in France to Burgos, and then in 2020, I went from Burgos to Lyon. So far, my favorite city is still Pamplona. I'm not quite sure why. It's just a very lively city. But this isn't a travelogue. Let's just see if they're making any progress in their numbers. Okay, so you can see that they're currently averaging 2,524 deaths per day, or cases per day, and 115 deaths per day. Let's calculate the moving average here. Okay, as you can see, the trend is continuing to spike upwards in terms of cases. So this situation continues to not being good for Spain. Deaths, we can see deaths spiked up to over, my goodness. Deaths spiked up to 125, maybe 175 yesterday. Now there is a slight decrease here, but the main trend is still upwards. Okay, here's if we take a closer look at the current spike, which began in June, a steady decline up and a really large spike up here, even for the moving average for cases. So this is not good. You can see once again here, deaths continuing to increase, followed by a dip here, a little volatility, and finishing back up here. So the situation really is not good for Spain, even though the deaths are relatively low. We're seeing an increase in them. Okay, so now we can see the continuing increase up to here, up to last week of cases. There is a chance that they will not catch last week's cases. I'd say a very good chance at this point, actually. Once again, you can see the trend upward as far as deaths by week. That's a very good chance that the last week of September will not catch the previous week deaths. Let's take a look at months. But you can see that September's cases have already passed August cases. But you can see that although September's deaths have passed August deaths, it may not catch May's deaths. So overall, well, depending on how you view the number of deaths which they have per day, it's either a mixed bag or it's bad news. I'm an optimist. I know that God still sits on His throne, and He will ultimately, have mercy on the country of Israel as well as the U.S., Pakistan, and Israel, and bring this pestilence, this plague, to an end. So let's cry out with our voices to God that He will bring the COVID-19 to a swift and complete end in your own country. Okay, thanks for stopping me here today. So you can now see exactly what's going on in Spain. And that concludes the daily reports. I just have to update the database. Okay, there we go. That concludes the report for today. And this concludes our report for today. Thanks so much for stopping by. And if you haven't done so already, please click the red S button at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen to subscribe to the Caribou Data Science channel. I would also appreciate a like and a share for these videos, just so I know that you're actually out there. Well, thanks so much. We'll catch you later on today.